Welcome to This Explainer. Okay, today we are completely dismantling a massive misconception. If you're like most people, you probably think you know exactly what a gym is and how it makes its money. I mean, you picture finding a building, filling it up with treadmills, and just watching those memberships roll in, right? Well, I'm here to tell you that plan is a total illusion. Today, we're going to look at the brutal, fascinating reality of the fitness industry.
So let's dive right in. When you walk into a gym on a weekday evening, every treadmill is taken, the weight room is incredibly loud, and there's a massive line at the front desk. You look at that and you can't help but think, man, this place is printing money. But honestly, that packed gym floor is the 1 hour of the day that lies to you the most. A gym is actually a subscription business that just happens to have dumbbells in it. And the very moment you grasp that concept, everything about how they make and lose money starts to make total sense.
Section 1. The Packed Gym Illusion.
Let's start with the naive mental model. You think you just rent a space, buy some machines, and open the doors, right? Wrong. Actually, scratch that, it's way worse than wrong. The reality of just unlocking that front door for the very first time is absolutely brutal. You see, the expensive part isn't even the equipment. It's turning an empty retail box into a space that can safely hold sweating humans. Before you do a single renovation, commercial landlords are going to want 3 to 6 months of rent up front. Then, you need that impact-absorbing rubber flooring, which can easily run you $40,000. Moisture-resistant locker rooms and specialized plumbing, that's up to $50,000. You add in insurance, you add in marketing, and suddenly a modest commercial gym can require anywhere from $300,000 to over $1 million before a single membership is ever sold.
And then there's this unbelievable hidden cost, literally just air. A standard retail space absolutely cannot handle a room full of people generating heat and moisture. By law, you have to bring in fresh air. If you have a 5,000 square foot gym floor with 100 people on it, building codes require over 2,000 cubic feet of fresh air to be pumped in every single minute. That requires a massive industrial HVAC upgrade, which can easily cost you an unexpected $50,000.
So then we hit the equipment trap. Just a basic cardio and strength setup is going to run you between $40,000 and $250,000. If you buy it outright, well, you instantly drain your precious cash reserves. But if you lease it, you're hit with an 8% interest rate, and those payments become a permanent fixed obligation. And here's the kicker. Even if your gym fails and you close the doors, those lease payments legally follow you out the door.
Section 2. The Ghost Member Secret. Now listen up, because this right here is the absolute core of the fitness industry. This is arguably the most valuable, highly viral concept we are going to cover today.
This concept gets shared around so much because it completely flips human logic upside down. I want you to honestly guess right now. Imagine two futures for a brand new gym sign-up. In the first one, the person is a dedicated daily grinder. You know they show up 3 times a week, every single week, for a whole year. In the other scenario, they show up twice in January, feel pretty good about themselves, and then disappear forever while still paying. Which one of those people is actually more valuable to the gym's survival?
Did you guess the January ghost? Because if you did, you hit the nail on the head. Let's actually slow down for a second and do the math on this, because it's pretty mind-blowing. The 3-day-a-week regular actually costs the gym money. They use up the hot water, they wear down the treadmill belts, they need freshly laundered towels, and they crowd the floor during peak hours, which just annoys all the other members. But the January ghost, they cost the gym exactly $0 to service. Literally nothing. No hot water, no wear and tear. So, in the language of economics, their cost of service is zero, meaning every single dollar of their monthly payment flows straight to the gym's bottom line.
Okay, the data behind this is just jaw-dropping. 2 out of every 3 gym members, that's 66%, rarely or never use the gym they are actively paying for. Just let that sink in for a second. The vast majority of a typical gym's revenue comes from people who do not exercise there. This isn't just some happy accident, folks. This is the fundamental business model.
Think about the actual physical building for a minute. A gym might boast 7,000 members, but have a legal capacity of maybe 250 people. If even just 10% of the paying members decided to show up at the exact same time, the gym would instantly violate fire codes. Gyms are not selling access to a room, they are selling a statistical bet. They are betting that the vast majority of you won't show up. If a gym were entirely full of daily regulars, they would literally go bankrupt trying to pay for a larger building and higher utility bills just to serve the exact same revenue base.
Section 3. Designed to keep you paying.
So gyms use some pretty subtle physical design and human psychology to keep members emotionally attached, even if they aren't going. Simple layouts reduce intimidation, and fast-tempo music is specifically curated so you associate the gym with feeling good. And this emotional attachment, it absolutely peaks in January.
About 12% of all annual signups happen in this one single month, driven by New Year's resolutions. It hands owners this massive injection of cash. But consider the drop-off. 80% of those January signups completely stop attending by summer. The really smart owners don't treat this as permanent revenue. They use it as a cash reserve to survive the dead summer months. But hey, what happens when that ghost member finally decides they want to stop paying? We have all been here, right? You decide to quit, but you very quickly realize you can't just click a button on an app or make a quick phone call. No way. You are forced to physically go into the club, or worse, mail a certified letter with a return receipt. And even then, the contracts legally require 30 to 60 days of notice, guaranteeing the gym squeezes at least one more month of dues out of you. This friction is highly deliberate.
Well, regulators have definitely noticed this whole scheme. New York City, for instance, just passed a click-to-cancel rule, taking effect in 2026, that will fine gyms $500 per violation for making canceling deliberately difficult. Think about what this tells us. If a gym's survival actually depended on happy, frequently attending members, they wouldn't have to literally trap you into paying.
Section 4. Unlocking the hidden costs.
So, wait a minute. If these ghost members are pure profit, why do so many gyms still go out of business? Well, it comes down to the silent killers. For example, just playing background music in a commercial space requires paying for public performance licenses. If an owner just plugs in their personal Spotify account, they are breaking federal copyright law. And I'm not kidding. Licensing organizations literally send undercover field investigators into gyms to check. Statutory damages can reach $150,000 per song. Suddenly, just playing music is a massive legal liability costing thousands a year just to do it right.
Then you've got these quiet marginators. A treadmill at a commercial gym takes a beating that your home treadmill never ever would. Mid-sized gyms easily have to budget up to $3,000 every single month just for broken cables, torn upholstery, and ruined belts. Add in up to $6,000 a month for massive utility bills just to keep the lights on and the hot water flowing. Sure, these numbers might not sound too dramatic on their own, but stacked together, they quietly devour the exact profit margins the owner was counting on.
Section 5. The survival math. So the absolutely crucial point here is that a gym with thousands of members and a completely full parking lot can still be structurally bankrupt. This is exactly what happened to Bally Total Fitness, which went bankrupt twice in 1 year because their underlying debt structure completely broke down. Here is the clean, brutal equation to survive. If your fixed costs, so that's rent, utilities, and leases, are $30,000 a month and you charge $89 a month, you need exactly 337 paying members just to break even. Until you cross that threshold, which can take a brand new gym 12 to 18 months, you are just bleeding your own cash reserves.
But wait, hitting that number doesn't mean you're safe. Not at all. Because of a staggering annual member churn rate in this industry, which is usually around 30% to 40%. If you have a 500-member gym and you lose just 5% of them every month, you have to go out and acquire 300 brand new people every single year just to stand perfectly still. You are constantly running on a treadmill just to maintain your baseline.
This is exactly why gyms desperately need a life raft. And that raft? It's personal training. Because gym memberships have a naturally low income ceiling, owners often pivot to small group classes. If a trainer teaches 4 people at $40 each, that's $160 an hour. Gyms take a massive 30 to 50% commission on those trainers. So when you actually do the math, one dedicated paying personal training client is worth dozens of those ghost members. It's the ultimate secondary revenue stream.
So, which brings us to our final thought for this explainer. The gym business looks from the outside like an industry purely devoted to health, fitness, and packed weight rooms. But economically, it's a completely different machine. So I want to leave you with this provocative question to rethink your own unused memberships. If you were to open a gym today, are you truly prepared to base your entire survival on the people who stop showing up? Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I will definitely catch you in the next one.